Explosive, never-before-seen video. That's the promise made by the House Select Committee investigating the deadly January 6 attack on the Capitol. Coming before the committee, documentary filmmaker Nick Quested, who was embedded with the Proud Boys before and during the Capitol riot.
The Select Committee to investigate the January 6 attack on the United States Capitol will be in order. I want to thank our witnesses for being with us this evening to share their firsthand accounts of that terrible day. Nick Quested is an acclaimed filmmaker. During that day, Mr. Quested interviewed and documented movements of the people around the Capitol, including the first moments of the violence against the Capitol Police and the chaos that ensued.
Good evening, Chair and Madam Vice Chair. As stated, in the winter of 2020, I was working on a documentary. As part of that documentary, I filmed several rallies in Washington, D.C.
When I started filming in the summer of 2020, I didn't expect to be someday here testifying in Congress on national television. Initially, I'd set out to make a film about division in America, but as the summer turned into election season, it became clear that this division was more pronounced than I had ever feared. A division that was stoked further by Donald Trump and his refusal to admit that he could be voted out of power.
Will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens.
But people are rioting.
We want to get rid of the ballots, and we'll have a very peaceful. There won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation.
And conflict fueled by the forces that work to make that continuation a reality.
That's our strategy. He's going to claim himself a winner.
If Biden wins, we're going to see riots.
2020 forced me to look at America through the same lens I'd used to cover conflicts around the world. I wanted to investigate how the legal efforts to undermine the electoral system had interacted with threats from militia groups such as the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. Perhaps most shocking to me was the fact that these groups said exactly what they were going to do, and then they did it. I went to Maricopa County in Arizona. It was ground zero for election denial. Stop the Steal First organized here.
On election night, as I was watching returns come in, I started to get reports as chairman. People were being enticed to come to the tabulation center, a building no one ever cared about before. It was about 10 o'clock that night when Fox News called Arizona, which I knew was going to be extremely close.
The Fox News decision desk is calling Arizona for Joe Biden.
And I started to see protesters accosting our workers.
We don't know how this is going to end, but if they want to fight, they better believe they've got us.
Around 2:30 a.m., the president, having been told by his campaign that he had lost, made an extraordinary announcement.
We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
In swing states, protests organized on social media erupted at the counting centers. In Michigan, where Trump was still ahead, the crowds clamored for the counting to stop. But in Arizona, Fox News called the election for Joe Biden. A crowd surrounded the tabulation center and demanded entrance.
It was really troubling because one night it's count the vote, and the next night is stop counting.
Stop the Steal organized protests in Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Stop the Steal was a call to arms, and it emerged quickly as a political movement under the direction of two key figures, Ali Alexander and his mentor Roger Stone.
Roger Stone is a self-described political dirty trickster going back to the Nixon era. He has been around Republican politics for decades. He has also been closely aligned with Donald Trump for many, many, many years.
Stop the fraud, stop the count, stop the fraud, stop the count, stop the fraud, stop the count. Voter fraud, voter fraud, voter fraud, voter fraud, voter fraud.
Roger Stone actually started the idea of Stop the Steal back in 2016.
Our project, the Stop the Steal project, is deeply involved in documenting all these cases of fraud.
It was small beans back then. It involved one of the primaries that Donald Trump was competing in against Ted Cruz.
With Stop the Steal, we had a political framework prepped and ready to go to contest an election defeat.
Stone and Trump didn't fully utilize Stop the Steal in 2016 because Donald Trump had won. No one tries to undermine an election that they've won. It wasn't until 2020 and facing defeat to Joe Biden that Stone and Stop the Steal redeployed.
I really just suspected it would still be up in the air. When that happens, the key thing to do is to claim victory. Possession is 9/10 of the law. No, we won. Fuck you. Sorry, over. We won. You're wrong. Fuck you.
And so by the time you get to Election Day, there was already a political consensus that this was a playbook that they had been ready to run, and it was time to run the playbook.
Who here knows who created Stop the Steal in 2020? Yeah, that would be me.
Ali Alexander was born Ali Abdul Razak Akbar. After dropping out of college, he was convicted of felony property theft and check fraud. He was reborn into the Tea Party movement, building websites and using his understanding of the power of social media for Republican campaigns.
The reason why most people can't debate me is I'm more well-read than they are. I'm going to teach you how to live a well-ordered life.
He changed his name to Ali Alexander and became a fierce advocate for President Trump.
It's about bodies in the street. We have to scare the American oligarchs with our physical presence.
Alexander is a prolific communicator, in person and on social media. In the 64 days, he spoke at approximately 40 rallies, published 120 hours of Periscope videos, and tweeted over 6,300 times, all the while texting, organizing, and battling online.
I've married social media influencers with activism, with party politics, in a way that is synergistic. Any election I don't like is stolen. Any election where you get 81 million tabulations, not votes, is stolen. It's pretty simple. If I don't like it, it's stolen. If I like it, it's not stolen. If you win, it's stolen.
At 6:32 a.m., Kylie Kremer from Women for America First posted the original Stop the Steal Facebook group page. Alexander quickly retweeted. 100,000 people would join every 10 seconds. 2.1 million people were in the queue when it was eventually blocked.
Stop the Steal Facebook groups exploded after the election, and they grew unrestricted.
Across social media, Stop the Steal flooded the zone with coded incitements to violence. 1776, victory or death, we the people.
These platforms were petrified of backlash from the political right. We saw specific threats and specific planning happening in plain sight. No one with power was taking the threat seriously. And those threats, they were everywhere.
While public-facing platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit gathered public support, in private, Roger Stone created an encrypted signal group chat called Friends of Stone. Leaders of groups such as the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, Women for America First, InfoWars, and Stop the Steal were all Friends of Stone.
The Friends of Stone group chat was the first time I think we were really able to pin down the fact that Roger Stone was definitely communicating and involved in this world of rally organizers and Proud Boys, and it was just a running list of events and needs.
We have direct evidence that suggests the president was talking with Roger Stone, while Roger Stone was in turn speaking with this array of extremists on the Friends of Stone group chat.
Mr. Stone, is there something that you want to tell the Proud Boys?
Yeah, absolutely. Keep the faith. Don't let them wear you down. Never give up the fight. We will prevail.
When I first called Enrique Tarrio, I was greeted by Roger Stone's voice announcing that if Enrique didn't pick up, it's because he was out kicking asses and saving America. At the time, I found that amusing.
No, para CNN, estos son trompistas. Ajá.
Pero quizás
I'm out. People think just because you're African American or Spanish that you're supposed to think a certain way, and we don't. My parents came from Cuba, a country that was like killing people for their thoughts. Some of my family members were murdered at the order of Che Guevara. Anti-communism just runs in my blood.
Tell me again, are you guys gonna be on these streets?
Enrique Tarrio is a twice convicted felon. He emerged on the front lines of the alt-right in Charlottesville in 2017. The Proud Boys were founded by podcaster and political commentator Gavin McInnes in 2016, ostensibly as a men's drinking club. McInnes stepped down after a brawl on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Tarrio became chairman. Joe Biggs, an InfoWars correspondent, became his right-hand man. The Proud Boys emerged as the tip of the outright spear. They were the stop-the-steal, boots on the ground, vying for control of the streets from Antifa.
It's the summer of 2020. These groups like the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers felt empowered to impose their own vision of law and order, and they were deployed aggressively against Black Lives Matter protests that Trump was demonizing as Antifa fronts.
Trump brands Antifa scum as Make America Great Again fan kicked in the head.
Anti-fascism, or Antifa for short, is anybody who's opposed to fascism. It's not a terrorist organization, it's not a group. We don't have any hierarchy, we don't have any supporters. We are just out here doing our thing. I consider myself an anti-fascist because fascism is a terrifying thing. We saw it in the 40s, and I'd rather not see it again in my lifetime.
Antifa became a catch-all for many different things, and if you often asked people on the far right to define Antifa, the definition was vague and shifting.
They really are scum. They are the worst people on earth.
All of the messaging on Fox News constantly and other places from Steve Bannon and Alex Jones, that there were enemies out there and they could give them a name. They gave them the name of Antifa.
Giant roundhouse right hook and then shoving down so its head hits the pavement. That probably hurt him worse. God, I love it.
I appreciate that, Alex, yeah.
The Proud Boys essentially operate as a street-brawling gang, often in service of pretty anti-democratic causes.
I am a Western chauvinist. I am a Western chauvinist! Who refuses to apologize! Who refuses to apologize!
For creating the modern world.
Created the modern world.
They call themselves proud Western chauvinists.
The concept of Western chauvinism is often a stand-in for white supremacist beliefs.
But they also took on these kind of vaguely defined security roles. They would go out to protect people, but they also very much kind of sought conflict.
There's a lot of misconceptions on who we are. Some people think that we're like some security force, and we're not. We just happen to be the guys that aren't afraid to stand in between BLM and Antifa and a group of Trump supporters.
I want to say thank you to Enrique. Muchas gracias, Enrique. Our Father, who art in heaven.
This is where I give Enrique Tarrio a lot of credit, because he was able to take what was more of a drinking club, testosterone-hungry young men and give them a vision that inspired them. And that was the political movement of Donald Trump.
All I want you guys to do is fucking smile and look great for the fucking camera, because you're a bunch of handsome sons of bitches.
But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups?
So after months of feeling empowered, the Proud Boys finally got their moment in the sun.
Would you like me to condemn
white supremacists and right
Proud
militia?
Boys, stand back and stand by.
Stand back and stand by was a game changer. A dog whistle and the Proud Boys came running. The president had spoken directly to them. As the phrase reverberated through the MAGA world, the Proud Boys were energized. Fundraising and recruitment went through the roof. And that's when I realized that the chance of political violence in the US was almost a certainty.
I haven't used this grill in like ages.
That's an excuse. That's because you never cleaned it.
Let it burn. Proud Boys. We're like a regular group of men that are just tired of being trampled on.
And the media, they're not after us. We're just in their way. How dare us go against the narrative? How dare us go against the deep state? How dare us go against the Democrats and their socialist agenda?
There's no bigger middle fucking finger to establishment politicians than Donald Trump.
Uhuru. Absolutely.
It just,
I, for one, I wasn't into politics at all. Never voted. From the moment Trump came down the escalators, I was in.
So I feel like we need better representation in Congress or in any other seat. I'm looking at a congressional run. I mean, what bigger stick of fucking dynamite that you could throw right into that Capitol building than myself? They're gonna call it an insurrection because I am gonna go in there and I am gonna fuck shit up. I don't want violence, but if they continue to silence voices, to deplatform and dehumanize, that's how you radicalize people.
Wow, what a beautiful day. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Rudy Giuliani advanced the idea that democratic machines in cities like Philadelphia had engaged in unprecedented and historic amounts of voter fraud.
It's a fraud, an absolute fraud. I mean, you can't just submit these ballots and not have them checked. They're highly suspect ballots.
They were making allegations of election fraud without having yet uncovered any evidence.
Those mail-in ballots could have been for anybody. It's gotta be a pattern.
And the narrative was, we're looking into this, we're going to find it at some point.
At the same time that the Trump legal team was holding this press conference, big news was breaking across the country.
After 4 long, tense days, we've reached a historic moment in this election. CNN projects Joseph R. Biden Jr. is elected the 46th president of the United States, winning the White House and denying President Trump a second term.
Don't be ridiculous. Networks don't get to decide elections. Courts do.
Trump's legal team vowed to overturn the election in court, but their immediate concerns seemed to be the court of public opinion.
President Trump won by not just hundreds of thousands of votes, but by millions of votes. Wow.
The next day, Giuliani and Sidney Powell, a former federal prosecutor best known for securing General Michael Flynn a pardon for making false statements to the FBI, launched a campaign of election denial on Fox News.
And Rudy, the first question everybody wants to know is, what is the evidence?
They saw a big truck bringing in 100,000 ballots in garbage cans.
Organized and conducted with the help of Silicon Valley. Hugo Chavez.
Smartmatic.
The globalists.
And we have a machine, the Dominion machine, that's as filled with holes as Swiss cheese.
And I'm going to release the Kraken.
Even the Fox News anchors were skeptical, but they stayed on message. Their viewers demanded it. The call went out to the public. Anyone who had seen anything that seemed suspicious should report it to the campaign.
Those who want to help stop the steal, download the app, and you know the rest.
A hotline was set up, funded by Patrick Byrne. a classical scholar and former Overstock.com CEO who had previously made the news when his girlfriend was discovered to be a Russian spy.
Once I got to D.C., I established a base in the Trump Hotel. And I got a block of rooms. Rudy was in, and Sidney was in, and other people like that. And that kept open for a couple months to investigate the election fraud.
Anybody could call in to this hotline and say, I saw fraud in my local election.
So they're carrying ballots in the back of this building.
You started to hear the theories coming out. The Italian satellites, the server in Germany that was raided by U.S. Special Forces, Chinese thermostats, Sharpies that would change almost like disappearing ink. It was just outrageous.
From Sharpies to votes, right? This is real.
I've spent way more time yesterday talking about markers than I hope to ever.
The Dominion equipment is not counting votes right. It's like there's no way. That's not happening.
We have so much evidence, I feel like it's coming in through a fire hose.
We got a tip that there's an airplane at the airport here. It's a Korean plane. So I drove there and I saw a black Escalade back up. You could see them take out a large duffel bag and they took it on the plane.
Okay. The ballots were being taken off the plane.
No, they were being taken on the plane.
How did you know there were ballots in this duffel bag?
Only from what the tip was told of us, with the ballots being being loaded on the plane, is that the only thing we could assume was that's what was in that duffel bag. But outside of that, we could not see any ballots on, in a duffel bag going onto the plane, like the tip was, like we were tipped off as.
It was known in real time that these were ludicrous, absurd arguments. Nonetheless, they were advanced all over the place by the campaign.
On November the 14th in Washington, D.C. and across America, MAGA rallied in support of the president.
4 more years, 8 more years,
40 more years. Trump forever, baby.
President Trump drove past the rally on the way to the golf course at 11:42 a.m. The first Million MAGA march started as a party in the sunshine. The mood was positive. Confidence was high amongst the leaders of Stop the Steal. During the day, there were a few isolated incidents.
Go to Venezuela, don't...
Some small scuffles. But as night fell, the tension ratcheted up dramatically. A MAGA vendor on Freedom Plaza was attacked, and suddenly everyone was fighting everywhere.
Enrique, I just want to get your response to what you witnessed this weekend.
I got a call that Antifa and BLM had barricaded 3 of my guys inside a convenience store, and they were throwing fireworks.
But after they attacked for a while, the Proud Boys went out in the street and literally steamrolled them. We got some of that amazing footage coming up as well.
Can you hear us now? Can you fucking hear us now?
We did what the cops won't do and cleaned up the fucking streets.
Proud Boys was started as a joke.
We ain't a joke no more.
We're not a joke anymore. But we went past just being an organization. This has become a movement.
Yes, yeah, damn right.
Their fucking motto for the past 4 years has been resist. Resist is for pussies.
Yeah.
Resist puts you on the fucking defense. The truth is that we need to revolt.
Yes.
Our fucking election system is fucking rigged. And that's not just a problem in 2020. That's always been a problem. We all share the same belief. The belief that we should put America first. America first! America first! America first! America first! America first! America first!
The country was founded by a fraternity, a drinking club, by the name of the Sons of Liberty. Everything that we have today was started in the basement of the Green Dragon Bar. I think the Proud Boys are a drinking club with a Patriot problem.
Starting within 10 days of the election being called for Joe Biden, there was a flurry of legal efforts across the country, mostly in swing states, to overturn the election.
There was a plan from a centralized place to execute these various acts of voter fraud.
This is not a fraud case. We are not alleging fraud in this lawsuit.
They're not going to steal this election.
We're not alleging that anyone's stealing the election.
And the ballots look totally fraudulent.
Does the amended complaint plead fraud with particularity?
No, Your Honor. And it doesn't plead fraud. This is not a fraud case.
He literally said the words, "This is not a fraud case." Because a fraud case meant that there was a certain threshold of evidence that had to be reached.
62 lawsuits were filed, 61 completely failed. So it's a stunning lack of success.
After listening to the evidence, I'm denying the request, dismissing the petition. Thank you, gentlemen.
It became apparent that the purpose of these lawsuits was not really to convince judges. It was really to sow doubt in the process of the election itself.
No, we want Trump 2020. That's what we want, Trump 2020.
2 weeks into vote counting, the fervor was kicking up, and I started to see the megaphones.
So let that be our official narrative that we are a peaceful protest.
And then I started to see the guy in the buffalo robe.
Regardless of the illusions that the media would like to paint, that we are quote unquote violent, you know, all of this is black magic, ladies and gentlemen.
The globalists attempt to steal this will be their undoing.
The people that knew how to really gin these people up were saying whatever they needed to say to keep this hostility going.
Fake news.
What kind of gun is that? Is that a Glock?
It's a six-shooter.
Nice. This has been a very bad environment when it comes to misinformation, just about basic government functions. I helped my 7th grader with a paper about the Salem witch trials. And this is totally reminiscent of what those people probably went through, trying to prove a negative, prove that you are not a witch, you know, prove that you are not an election rigger. It feels awfully lonely, and guess what? I come from a lonely area, so after the election, the threats were coming, threats of, hey, your political career is over. That's fine. Then they were really starting to turn into bodily threats.
Hey, Clint, you f***ing liar. We're gonna hang you, traitor. We're gonna make an example out of you. Yes.
Then it became, hey, I know where you live.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to let you know that I happen to have some knowledge of people that are going to be coming and visiting the homes of the Board of Supervisors and basically executing their families. should be fun.
But the ones saying, we know where your kids go to school. That's when you really start thinking, are these people capable of doing this?
My name's Brad Raffensperger. I'm Secretary of State for the state of Georgia, and I'm an engineer. There was all sorts of wild conspiracy theories out there, so I said we're going to hand recount in effect all 5 million ballots. And we're not going to run it through the scanners because people say that you can't trust the machines. And what we found out, that about, say a third of the counties had not a single vote total difference. A third of the counties were just plus or minus, a few votes. But we did find about 3 counties that had some mistakes.
There is a specific county where we found a memory card, and it's about 2,755 votes. The net gain for the president on this memory card is 449. The human beings who were running it, this didn't follow the procedure, and that's why this happens. But this is why you have the audit to discover these things.
And we got virtually the same result. Instead of about 12,500 winning margin for Vice President Biden, it was now dropped down to 11,779.
The Republicans are a bunch of pussies! Stop the steal!
Stop the Steal used the recount as a pretext to rally at the Georgia Capitol and the governor's mansion over a period of 4 days.
Who's with us?
Alexander and Jones were at the front. The Proud Boys and Oath Keepers in support.
Great Patriot Proud Boys are here to defend the Republic.
We're going to come out here tomorrow until something gets fixed.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Storm the Capitol with us in a couple of minutes. Peacefully.
Nobody armed, no arm. It slows everything up.
One metal detector, pass it on. One metal detector, pass it back. One metal detector, pass it back.
What we want is for every vote to be counted, and the fraud's been proven. It's the same formula all over the country.
We're going to stay loud, mad, and peaceful.
We're inside. Let's not leave.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Peaceful.
Listen
Peaceful.
to me.
It's not a bad idea.
Listen to me.
What?
Listen.
Peaceful sit-in. That's what we'll call
Here we
it.
go. If the hillbillies make up all the ideas, then we're going to lose the country. We're not the left. We're not going to democratize ideas.
That's how we can stop the certification.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Peaceful.
Listen
Peaceful.
to me.
It's not a bad idea.
Listen to me.
Stop the Steal didn't experience any resistance when they took over the Georgia State Capitol. They had pushed the envelope of protest without any consequence.
The event in Atlanta was a particularly important coalescing moment for several of these groups on the far right.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
The intensity of events increased.
Alex Jones has been right about everything.
Thank you for helping us in the Stop the Steal effort. We couldn't do it without InfoWars and Alex Jones.
Well, I couldn't do it without the listeners, and they're the ones that showed up. Get whatever you need to get at InfoWarsStore.com. It's all high quality. Whatever you do, take action and protect yourself and spread the word, because we are in the middle of the Second American Revolution.
Alex Jones began his career in public television in Austin, Texas, pushing a number of conspiracy theories.
Pizzagate, as it's called, is a rabbit hole that is horrifying to go down.
He infamously contended that the Sandy Hook school massacre was a hoax.
If you've got a school of 100 kids and then nobody can find them, and then you've got parents laughing, going, ha, 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 and then they walk over to the camera and go,
His barrage of attacks resulted in a $1.4 billion judgment against him.
Well, Donald Trump, let me say this. My audience, I'd say 90% supports you.
Your reputation's amazing. I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed, I hope.
The mutual embrace with Donald Trump in 2016 brought him a new audience and massively increased the sales in his line of herbal supplements.
This big Stop the Steal special in the next few days, triple Patriot points, store-wide free shipping.
Everybody in Stop the Steal had an angle.
100% American meat.
So while the leaders of Stop the Steal were hawking their wares,
Unbelievable. Warpath Coffee.
they continued to increase the pressure on elected officials.
Give them a call and tell them Rudy sent you.
You know, I'm a garment salesman. Something that I never thought that I'd be. We make everything from scratch. So we'll order blank hats and we'll make them. We sell all sorts of conservative merchandise. Hats, shirts. See, that's not bad. There's a lot of cowboy merchandise.
I mean, there's a whole bunch. Suck my rebel dick coins.
Our site is like an Amazon, right? Most of the people that sell on our site are Proud Boys. You know, so this is just like supplemental income for them. Me, I do this full time. So we got the President of the United States iPhone case. Then I have build-a-wall Legos. Here, and I'll build one for you right now. And it's even funnier when you see what he has in his hand. So if you see that, that is President Donald Trump with a MAGA hat, and then this is his phone so he can tweet. Right?
Is the sound coming in loud and clear? Go ahead and push share. This is an emergency update from Stop the Steal. We're going to be outside the neighborhoods of some bad Republicans, okay? So it's about to get real rowdy.
Sculpting, it helps me to get away from some of the rancor. Politics has always been a rough game. I mean, ask Abraham Lincoln how it went. It was 2 weeks after the election that we had people at the House.
President Ballard, you are being recalled.
We had 3 days in a row. My wife would call and say, they're back again.
This is crazy that we have to do vinegar drops to your neighbors.
Thank you. Thank you. It was disturbing for my family and all my neighbors.
Hey, go home. This is private property. Go home.
Rusty Bowers is a pedophile.
You go home.
Rusty Bowers.
You get out of here.
This isn't your neighborhood. This is ours.
You are insane.
Like the guy who comes to my house with a gun saying that I'm a pedophile, and who knows. In that type of environment, people can take decisions that could be dangerous.
Keep it nice.
Oh, shut up.
And get out.
Hi, how are you? Welcome to the Patriot Party. I'm an American national, honey.
That's right.
Nobody can do
Can't
anything
touch
to
us.
me. I have diplomatic immunity.
Good luck with
My
this world
house.
is waking
Good
up. You
luck.
guys are the
Goodbye.
fuck out. You guys
Goodbye.
During all of it, our daughter was very ill. We were trying to keep her alive and to keep her hopeful that she would live during these months. The times when she wasn't in a hospital and was here, they would be disturbing to her and it would cause stress to her. She passed away on the 28th of January. I know a lot of people have gone through these things. And once you've been through it and you kind of realize how blessed we are for the good in our lives, but that we need to remember and be kind to others.
Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa!
We met Enrique Tarrio and the Proud Boys at the Phoenix Hotel. This time they had come to DC on a private jet.
Hey, did you see this bathroom?
Courtesy of Patrick Byrne.
Proud of your captain.
That's Roger. Roger Stone's here. He's talking to the people right now. Let's go, Roger Stone!
They tell us this election is over.
No!
Nothing is over till we say it is.
Yeah! We are going to unite against the Republican establishment, against the Democrat not over. Tomorrow is going to be an amazing and spectacular day. To the parasites, both in Congress and in that stolen White House, you want a war? Well, you got one.
The Proud Boys were now rallying on the National Mall and calling for revolution. Taria was the general leading his troops into battle. The concept of freedom is often bandied about in MAGA circles, but I don't know many countries in the world where you could call for revolution in one of the most sacred spaces of that country and not face consequences.
There's a plateau in activism. You can put as many people on the streets as possible, but it means nothing against the power of the government.
December the 12th started with Enrique Tarrio visiting the White House.
We will never back down to the satanic, pedophile, globalist, New World Order.
Then speaker after speaker whipped the crowd into a frenzy.
Otherwise, it's end times, which we're probably already in anyway, but that's a good thing. Jesus loves you all. God bless you.
At midday, the president energized the rally by flying over in Marine One.
And the first Million MAGA March, we promised that if the GOP would not do everything in their power to keep Trump in office, then we would destroy the GOP. Yeah! It has to happen now. We are going to destroy the GOP. Yeah!
We will decide who the next president of the United States is going to be. And we did decide. We did decide. Never quit. Never quit. Never quit.
The media sucks!
There's ways that you can enact change. You can get armed and go to the Capitol. As crazy as that sounds, like, yeah, I think that's the way that you make the biggest noise.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
We could fight back. You get me? We could stand in the steps of a Capitol and be like, you know what? We demand that you guys change this. In these next couple of years, we're going to see a lot more of it.
Let's go. Right across, let's go.
Tonight, we're going to do our night march, and we're going to prove once and for all who owns the streets of the United States of America. And it is not communists. We have so much corruption in our government, and it's been proven since November 3rd. We are all awake now. Where is Antifa right now? They're behind the glass. Right there.
We got the bitches protecting the criminals. Hey, Tommy, coming over or what?
Come get it, motherfuckers! We will destroy you tonight!
You fucking ass! You! Come over here! Please let us be safe and help us move back.
Why are you facing us? Why don't y'all move aside? Let us clean the fucking problem. Move aside. Let us handle these motherfuckers.
Blocked from the Black Lives Matter protesters, the Proud Boys set off to outflank the police cordon.
This way! Follow me! Follow me! Follow Enrique!
At this point, Taria was in constant contact with Shane Lamont, a DC police detective who was informing him of the counter-protesters' whereabouts. Another group of Proud Boys had stolen a Black Lives Matter banner from the Ashbury United Methodist Church. The church was a stop on the Underground Railroad. After the burning of the BLM banner, we thought the night was over. Then suddenly, we heard a disturbance across the street. Philip Johnson, a resident of Northeast DC, emerged from a parking garage just north of Harry's Bar. He was immediately confronted by the Proud Boys. He pulled out a knife.
What happened? They got me good. They stabbed the shit out of me.
Hey, I got you.
Get an ambulance quick.
We got you.
Get some pressure on that.
Hey, where's this fucking EMS? Back up, sir. Thank you. Back up, please. Back up.
You got video on Facebook? You got the video though?
Yeah, I got a guy sharing it right now.
Jeremy Bettino, known as Noble Beard, was a Proud Boy elder. He was stabbed just below his ribcage and spent months convalescing. He was lucky, not because the blade missed his heart by inches, but because his injuries prevented him from leading the Proud Boys on January 6th.
Still saying, fuck Antifa.
This election has to be turned around because we won Pennsylvania by a lot and we won all of these swing states by a lot.
A pressure campaign was mounted on election officials across America, in both public and private. The Trump campaign reached out to hundreds of representatives across the country to pressure them into helping undermine the results of the election.
Hi, Representative. I'm calling from Trump campaign headquarters in Washington, D.C. I did want to personally reach out to you on behalf of the president.
Hey, Clint, it's Rudy Giuliani, President Trump's lawyer. I have a few things I'd like to talk over with you. Maybe we can get this thing fixed up.
Hey, Clint, it's Kelly Ward. I just talked to President Trump. He would like me to talk to you and also see if he needs to give you a call to discuss what's happening on the ground in Maricopa.
I think there may be a nice way to resolve it for everybody.
Mr. Bowers, I understand that after the election, you received a phone call from President Trump and Rudy Giuliani.
It was on the 22nd of November that the president called. We saw no evidence of a steal or any fraud, and without that evidence, I certainly wasn't going to be able to take any of the other actions that people wanted us to take.
What was the ask during this call?
He said, well, we have heard by an official high up in the Republican legislature that you can remove the electors of President Biden and replace them. And I said, well, that's a new one on me. I have never heard of that one before. And he said, yeah, that's what we're given to understand. Now, I'm not an expert in Arizona law. And I said, well, I'm certainly not an expert in Arizona law, but I can tell you, I want to make sure it's legal. And as I've told you, Mr. President, I voted for you, I walked for you, I campaigned for you, but I'm not going to do anything illegal for you. And he says, I don't want you to. I said, great. And you'll bring me the proof. Yes, we'll take care of all that. I said, fantastic. And we adiosed. Never saw any proof. There was no evidence being presented of any strength, anything that would say to me, you have a doubt, deny your oath. I will not do that. And on more than one occasion throughout all this, that has been brought up, and it is a tenet of my faith that the Constitution is divinely inspired. And so for me to do that because somebody just asked me to is foreign to my very being. I will not do it.
December 14th is the day that the U.S. Constitution says electors must meet in order to cast their electoral votes for president.
The electors of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania have cast 20 votes for the Honorable Joseph R. Biden.
It should be pomp and circumstance. It's a political and social tradition like pardoning a turkey at Thanksgiving.
6 votes for Joseph R. Biden for president.
It's interesting normally only to the most nerdy political nerds who nerd.
16 votes for President of the United States.
So, all right, I'm in the Capitol with a couple of other news reporters, and we're all standing around on the second floor. And then I see an old friend walking along. And so I'm like, CJ, why are you here? And he didn't say a word to me. And I've known him since he was 12 years old. And he walks into this room, closes the door behind him. I see David Schaefer go in, chairman of the Republican Party in Georgia. So I'm looking around and I'm like, they're meeting! It's the electors!
Republican lawmakers held essentially mock ceremonies, listing electors who would have voted for Trump.
In 7 states, the alternate electors met and voted against the popular vote of the state for Donald Trump.
They were trying to create doubt where there was no actual doubt.
One of the campaign's most senior and influential lawyers was Cleta Mitchell.
I started talking to the White House in the summer of 2020, saying, what are you doing to prepare for the post-election? You remember what happened in Florida in 2000? Well, it's going to happen again this year, but it's not going to be just one state. It's going to be 6 to 8 states. Then I talked to the president about what I thought needed to happen.
And so that set in motion a series of memos being written. It was this, untested, unprecedented way to monkey with the machinery of democracy.
When did you first hear of John Eastman's theory for alternative slate of electors?
Well, first of all, it's not an alternative slate of electors. It's the Trump electors. The Constitution of the United States of America does not confer upon the citizens the right to vote for President of the United States. Electors are chosen by the state legislatures. I think the legislatures of any state, anytime they wanted to, could convene and say, we're sending a different set of electors. And we might not like what they do, but I think they have the power to do it.
The plan relied on the support of allies in Congress, a few willing senators, and Vice President Mike Pence, who opens and counts the electoral votes in a joint session of Congress on January 6. The Republicans held the majority in Congress at this point, so if the Vice President threw the vote to Congress, the President would have remained the President. This scheme became known as the Green Bay Sweep after the famous football play from the 60s.
We were going to challenge the results of the election in the 6 battleground states. There is a provision to go, rather than through the Electoral College, to the House of Representatives.
You will use the incumbent losing party's power, that was the Republican Party that was losing power, to overtake and reverse that outcome. Do you realize you are describing a coup?
It's another example of their increasingly desperate ways that the president and his team are devising to try to prevent the inevitable being the certification of his loss of the election.
He could immediately, on his order, seize every single one of these machines around the country.
One of the figures that still had the confidence of the president was former National Security Advisor, General Michael Flynn.
Within the swing states, if he wanted to, he could take military capabilities and he could place them in those states and basically rerun an election in each of those states. It's not unprecedented. These people out there talking about martial law, it's like it's...
Michael Flynn has emerged as a significant QAnon influencer. QAnon is a set of internet conspiracy theories that is quasi-religious. Flynn has gone on film reciting the QAnon slogan.
Where we go one, we go all.
Where we go one, we go all.
God bless America.
These are the kinds of crazy ideas that are going directly to the president in the Oval Office.
I called some people over at the White House who had been inviting me to come over. Then I told Sidney and Mike. We got inside, and then we got up to a room near the Oval Office, near enough that when Trump walked by and saw us, we did this, and he was confused and looked at us, and we walked over to him, looked at him, and before you know it, and then Mike came in behind us. Before you know it, the four of us were sitting with the president. And we had a document for the president to sign.
Executive Order 13848, signed by President Trump in 2018, stated that in the event of foreign interference, the military could seize the voting machines and rerun an election.
In the time that you had with the president, did he seem receptive?
He was very interested in hearing particularly about the CISA finding and the terms of 13848 that apparently nobody else had bothered to inform him of.
This meeting's going on, and Pat Cipollone, the White House counsel, gets wind of this and goes racing up there.
The overstock person, I've never knew who this guy was. Actually, the first thing I did, I walked in, I looked at him, and I said, "Who are you?"
Eric Hirschman comes. So a lot of people quickly come to essentially interrupt this meeting.
General Flynn took out a diagram that supposedly showed who was communicating with whom via the machines, and some comment about like Nest thermostats being hooked up to the internet.
The next thing I said to be decided, Mr. President, is what is to be done. And I explained that I would bring in the U.S. Marshals coupled with the National Guard. Pat Cipollone jumped up and said, Mr. President, the world will go nuts if you bring in anyone in uniform.
Word starts to spread through the White House that something really crazy is going on.
People shouting at each other, hurling insults.
Flynn screamed at me that I was a quitter and everything, kept on standing up and turning around and screaming at me. What they were proposing, I thought was nuts.
I put it another way, you're a bunch of pussies.
Trump actually broke it all up. He says, "Hey, everybody stop!" And the lawyers stalked out of the room. Then we all got up to the yellow oval, they call it, in the residency, had Swedish meatballs at his grandmother's recipe, and the president and I were the only guys eating. We walk out of the White House at 12:30. We saw Rudy and Mark Meadows heading one direction. We were heading the other.
And it is within 1 hour of Flynn, Byrne, and Powell leaving the White House that President Trump sends out an extraordinary tweet.
There's going to be a protest in D.C. on January 6th. Be there, will be wild. In this moment where all other paths are closed to him, he embraces this idea of the mob. And this moment is really when January 6th comes to the center of the Stop the Steal universe.
The response was immediate. At 7:12 a.m., less than 6 hours after the president's tweet, Women for America First emailed the Parks Department for a permit for a rally at the Ellipse.
I was the person who came up with the January 6th idea.
Ali Alexander reserved Area 8 next to the Capitol and registered the website wildprotests.com.
I'm angry. Are you angry? We started this movement the day after the election with a tweet from me. But it's not my movement, it's the people's movement. Are you willing to fight for Trump?
Fight for Trump! Fight for Trump! Fight for Trump! Fight for Trump!
The campaign raised millions to promote and stage the January 6 rally and to bus the faithful to Washington. Alex Jones claimed he was tasked with leading a march to the Capitol.
The White House told me, we're going to have you lead the march, and Trump will tell people, go, and I'm going to meet you at the Capitol.
It was pedal to the metal after the December 19th tweet. QAnon adherents believe that there's going to be the storm, a day of reckoning for their enemies. QAnon's enemies are the same as Donald Trump's enemies. So they took the will be wild part of that tweet and they ran with it.
Within days, far-right groups like the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys start to organize for January 6th. They're getting gear together, setting up encrypted channels of communication.
You need to organize better, and in order to do that, we need a top-down structure.
This
stuff that we've been taught that, you know, you never use violence. Well, I'm sorry, that's literally the foundation of every prominent country. You have to use force. This is the organized militia, part of our freaking constitution here.
Enrique Tarrio circulated a document named 1776 Returns.
1776 Returns document details and talks about occupying the Capitol and all the buildings around it.
We are going to be in D.C., but this time we're not going to be wearing the colors that you're used to seeing us in. Nope. This time, myself and other leadership have decided we're going to go incognito.
That if you are around other patriots, your faces are covered.
We have men already stationed outside D.C. as a nuclear option. In case they attempt to remove the president illegally, we will step in and stop it.
This is Roger Stone. On January 6th, I'll be speaking to the Stop the Steal peaceful protest in Washington, D.C.
On December the 23rd, President Trump pardoned Roger Stone for felony convictions related to the Russian interference in the 2016 election.
I'm very happy with what I did.
On the 28th, Stone met with the president.
Please go to stopthesteal.org and help us pay for the staging, the transportation, and most importantly, the security of our peaceful protesters. Thank you and God bless you. I'll see you in Washington, January 6th.
All the while, Donald Trump continued to pressure elected officials across the country. In the last week of December, he made 18 attempts to call Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State for Georgia. The eventual call was recorded by the lawyer of Raffensperger and released to the public the next day.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
My job was not to interfere with an investigation. Also, not allow outside influences to interfere with their investigation.
So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
He was frustrated because we were just responding with facts.
We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this. And it's going to be very costly in many ways.
At this point, all hope for President Trump to maintain power rested on Mike Pence. The president continued to ratchet up the pressure on the vice president in a series of extraordinary meetings and calls.
Also, you know, it's the greatest honor of my life to be your vice president. On behalf of my family, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the privilege.
And I hope Mike Pence comes through for us, I have to tell you. He's a great guy. Of course, if he doesn't come through, I won't like him quite as much.
And as the day gets nearer, they become more open about the possibility of using violence. People are discussing nooses and how to hang lawmakers. They're talking about how to get into the tunnels underneath the Capitol.
USA! USA!
And so, with the Be There Will Be Wild tweet and the many tweets that came after, Donald Trump put a target on the back of elected officials who were going to certify the election results on January 6th.
Stop the steal! 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 Stop the steal!
Stop the Steal set up in a series of war rooms in the Willard Hotel, overlooking Freedom Plaza and the rally. The rooms were paid for by the Trump campaign, Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Ali Alexander, Roger Stone, Steve Bannon, General Flynn, Peter Navarro, and Patrick Byrne were all present in these war rooms.
The pictures that we were able to collect, it did look like some sort of planning was going on. Very intense planning.
That evening, President Trump spoke by phone with Giuliani, Bannon, and Flynn.
I said, you are still here and still relevant. You ain't just here.
Well, you see what I got coming. All right, very good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. These guys have been great.
Less than a mile away, Enrique Tarrio had made bail and was being released from jail. He had been arrested for burning the BLM banner on December the 12th, although he was clearly seen to be observing. In retrospect, I believe that Tarrio fully understood what might happen the next day. By removing himself from leading the Proud Boys on January 6, he was potentially creating an alibi to avoid accepting responsibility for the events being planned.
What do you say to your supporters?
But I love them. Thank you for your continuous support, and we're going to keep pressing forward.
What do you mean pressing forward? What does that mean?
We're going to keep fighting.
Fighting for what?
For the same thing that we've been fighting for this whole time, for this fucked up election, for the tyranny.
He had been ordered to leave the district as part of his release.
We're going to keep fighting.
How are you going to get out of
it? I don't need to be in D.C. to keep the fight going.
Right here.
All right, guys. Love you too. Who's this?
It's your sister.
Hey.
I drove Enrique to collect his property, along with Amy Harris, a concert photographer turned photojournalist.
So when do you have to leave?
I think I gotta leave like ASAP after I pick up my stuff.
You want me to take?
I got a lot of stuff to do. Excuse me, guys. Hey, do you know where like Station 1D is? Like I got my property over there.
And everything else should be here. You got flashlight,
Sorted keys, radios, armor plates.
This is the place that they took for evidence.
Gas.
Okay, gas mask.
Folding knife. Proud Boy wristbands, gloves, handcuff case.
I will be with you tomorrow, shoulder to shoulder. My good thanks to my friend Ali Alexander, who has revived the Stop the Steal movement.
I want them to know that 1776 is always an option.
While the mainstream people say that we're the crazies, that's called gaslighting. Narcissists do it. We're seeing the world correctly, and they're the kooks. They're the kooks, and it's about time we remember it.
Hey, I'm gonna go. I gotta get out of D.C. Obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
The person that's been kicked out of D.C.
Yes.
Probably in history.
Probably in history.
Thank you, Enrique. I stand with the Proud Boys because you know what? I'm tired of the narrative that they're white supremacists. We're tired of the lies. So, Enrique, if you're hearing us right now, know that we have you. Enrique! Enrique!
Enrique!
Right.
Enrique!
Where you want?
Let's go. Let's
Baltimore.
go north. Baltimore.
I followed Tarrio into an underground parking garage where he met with Stuart Rhodes, the leader of the Oath Keepers.
Pleasure's all mine, brother.
So, I mean, like, what else do you think we're going to get?
It's inevitable what's going to happen. We just got to do it as a team, together, strong, hard, fast.
No, we're gonna.
Do they know what you're driving?
Hello. Give me a chance on this one.
While the leaders of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers were meeting in the garage, an Oath Keeper quick response force was loading food and weapons into an Arlington hotel just across the Potomac.
This is what happens. And what does our mainstream media do? The anti-Trump media? What do? Fake news! They lie. See no evil.
Lock him up! Lock him up! String him up!
Let's remember what happens.
Lock them up! 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 Lock.
Churchill gave a famous speech where he said, all I can promise you is blood and pain and war and suffering. But the alternative is even worse, total slavery.
Victory or death! Victory or death! Victory!
Two different groups. Actually, me and Stuart. I guess we don't get along, but I guess for like situations like this where there is a need to unite regardless of our differences and stuff like that. I think that's what he did today was commendable. We're fighting the same fight, and I think that's what's important. There's a lot of things to protest. We just got to find new avenues, ways of doing that. Oh my god, a fucking toothbrush.
It's underneath the courthouse, so it's partially the courthouse, and then it's going to be, I'll send you the name of where he was being held. Okay. Bye.
For me, it's not about money or fame or anything like that. I think I truly believe that what I'm doing is right. I believe in this shit.
President Trump's first term's ending with action, and his second term's going to start with a bang. It's not going to happen like you think it's going to happen, okay? It's going to be quite extraordinarily different. And all I can say is strap in. The War Room, a posse. You have made this happen, and tomorrow it's game day.
At 1 a.m. on the morning of January 6, President Trump continued to apply pressure on Vice President Mike Pence.
What I've heard is going to happen today actually happens, they're the ones that are going to start burning shit. Not us. You'll see. You'll see. I am not allowed to say what's going to happen today because everyone's just going to have to watch for themselves.
Do you think people will, like, storm the Capitol?
We're going to storm the Capitol, yes.
Guys, getting ready to go out there. I can't believe the size of the crowds that I'm seeing out there. Literally, there's got to be 100,000 people. It's all the way going to the Washington Monument. Just awesome patriots that are sick of the bullshit. So, thank you all.
At this point on the morning of January 6, every effort had failed. The relentless pressure on Vice President Mike Pence had failed. And now there was only one option left to stop the joint session from certifying the Electoral College vote. We met up with the Proud Boys around 10:30 a.m. and they were starting to walk down the mall easterly towards the Capitol.
All the senators and all the congressmen have some backbone, show some fight, learn from Donald Trump.
There was a large contingent, more than I had expected. And I was confused to a certain extent why we were walking away from the president's speech, because that's what I felt we were there to cover.
So to those Republicans, many of which may be voting on things comes in the coming hours. You have an opportunity today. You can be a hero, or you can be a zero. And the choice is yours, but we are all watching.
But if we're right, a lot of them will go to jail. Let's have trial by combat.
Or defend the Constitution of the United States against foreign enemies and domestic. Let us remind those who have forgotten what that means.
As we were walking past the peace circle, I framed the Proud Boys to the right of my shot with the Capitol behind, and we see one sole police officer at the barriers.
Our streets! Our streets! Our streets!
We then walk up and past a tactical unit preparing.
Don't make us go against you!
We went round to the back and down the steps, and we took some photographs on the east side of the Capitol.
Come on, tighten up, tighten up. Let's not fucking yell that, all right?
And then we went for lunch. We went for tacos.
Under the provisions of ESCON Res 1, the Senate will now proceed as a body to the Hall of the House of Representatives for the counting of the electoral ballots.
I just spoke to Mike. I said, Mike, I hope you're going to stand up for the good of our Constitution and for the good of our country. And if you're not, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. I will tell you right now.
After lunch, the Proud Boys walked down Constitution Avenue to the Peace Circle.
Everybody! Hey! Everybody right now, all I want to know is where's Antifa?
Madam Speaker and members of Congress, pursuant to the Constitution and the laws of the United States, the Senate and House of Representatives are meeting in joint session.
All Vice President Pence has to do is send it back to the states to recertify, and we become president, and you are the happiest people.
We love Trump! 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 We love Trump!
At this point, it still felt relatively calm. Then a man I had never seen before puts his arms around Joe Biggs. They exchange words, and he heads for the barriers.
76!
I heard a disturbance and I ran towards it. Suddenly you could feel the weight of the crowd. The shouting increased. All attention was focused on the barriers. I knew all hell was about to break loose.
Get back, ladies! Get back, ladies! Let's go!
We have come to demand that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors who have been lawfully slated. Because if Mike Pence does the right thing, we win the election. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
And we're right in front of the Capitol right now. American citizens are storming the Capitol, taking it back right now. There's millions of people out here. This is fucking crazy.
The mob was briefly held at a low fence. They quickly broke through to the Lower West Plaza.
Go, go, go! Let's go! We're good. For the people, coward traitor bitch! This is awesome!
walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women, and we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them.
Let's go take our country back! Trump's only minutes away! Let's to the Capitol!
As planned, Alexander and Jones left the rally at about 1:12 p.m. and led a crowd to the Capitol, filmed by my colleague Alex Spees.
America is fighting for its life right now, and I salute you all that came to D.C. in defense of our great nation! That's right, congressmen and women, we're coming!
Alex Jones, I love you, man. Thank you.
We march to the Capitol!
At the start of the joint session, the Vice President's staff released a statement. He would fulfill his duties and certify the Electoral College vote.
Is that true? I'm hearing reports that Pence caved. I'm telling you, if Pence caved, we're gonna drag motherfuckers through the streets. You fucking politicians are gonna get fucking drugged through the streets. Yeah. Because we're not gonna have our fucking shit stolen. We're not gonna have our election, our country stolen. If we find out you politicians voted for it, we're gonna drag your fucking ass through the street. Because it's the second fucking revolution.
The president had stated in his speech that he wanted to join the unpermitted march to the Capitol. The Secret Service had already denied this request, and he was driven against his will to the White House, where he watched the events at the Capitol unfold on Fox News in a fury, alone.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of vote of the state of Arizona that the teller has verified appears to be regular in form and authentic?
I rise up for myself and 60 of my colleagues to object to the counting of the electoral ballots from Arizona.
What's going on right now?
I know exactly what's going on right now. Fake election. They think they're gonna fucking cheat us out of our vote and put communist fucking Biden in office. It ain't fucking happening today, buddy.
The Capitol Police established a line on the Lower West Plaza, but as the crowd arrived from the rally, the mob surged forward again.
Everybody listen to me! Trump's over here! Trump's coming! Come to the other side!
At 1:50, the mob, led by the Proud Boys, breaches the scaffolding and reaches the upper plaza. President Trump retweets a link to his speech. On the upper northeast plaza, Dominic Pizzola, a Proud Boy, breaks through a window with a riot shield that he had previously stolen. My colleague Nico Lupo Sonnabend follows the mob into the Capitol. At 2:23, the Secret Service led the Vice President and the Speaker to a secure location.
But you know what? We have got to finish the proceedings, or else it would have all become tricky.
And then they evacuate the lower house chamber.
Bring out Pence! Bring him out! Bring out Pence!
According to committee investigators, Nancy Pelosi had left her office just 6 minutes before it was ransacked. After much debate with his family and his staff, at 2:38, the president tweeted, "Stay peaceful."
You want to go in there? It ain't worth that, brother. You don't want to get shot. I don't want you to get shot, dude. We're doing good. I don't want to get shot, dude. I don't want anyone to get shot.
Staffers and journalists remained in the upper house chamber as the mob attempted to break through the barricades.
They shot her. One of the girls in the front, unarmed, and they shot her. Yeah, she's dead on the ground, it looks like. She's on the ground.
Are you guys fucking kidding me? Piece of fucking shit, look at you. Dude, are you kidding me? She's fucking dead, you piece of shit.
She's dead. I feel like I've lost my country. What's happened? The mayor has just imposed a curfew in D.C. for 6 o'clock.
Look at this. And it's replicated on the other side. This is we the people. The growing frustrations of the government and what's happening now is exactly what I've warned about. StopTheSteal.us is going to be the home of the rebellion against an illegitimate government.
So we stormed the fucking Capitol, took the motherfucking place back. That was so much fun.
So much America. So much America.
More murders. January 6th will be a day in infamy.
Yes, yes.
At 3:19 p.m., the National Guard are deployed at the request of the Speaker and the Vice President. Filmed by myself and Wade Shepard, the mob makes a final attempt to enter the tunnel on the west side of the Capitol.
Show me what.
187 minutes after the joint session of Congress had started, and when the attack on the Western Tunnel had all but failed, President Trump addresses the nation via Twitter.
He's gone around. We're all clear now.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had a election, let me say. I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel. But go home and go home in peace.
I'm here delivering the president's message. Donald Trump has asked everybody to go home.
That's our order.
He says go home. He says go home.
We left the Capitol at around 6:15. We were in shock. We had yet to fully comprehend the gravity of the day's events. We got to our truck and drove north to see Enrique Tarrio.
Wasn't quick. Wow, they were marching in line?
Dude, I have video. You're just did such a good job.
You know, I was hitting them hard for that.
But you understand, they did like such a good job today, and I was happy.
I told them that January 6th, we could fuck up on anything, but not today. Look.
Oh, there's me.
Look at me right back there.
Oh, see me?
And Rufio. Look at him.
I'm on the left.
Dressed in all black, baby. I told you.
Tara, I look like a fucking Antifa member today, bro.
Yeah?
What? That shit was fucking intense as fuck, bro. We breached the fucking Capitol building, bro.
I mean, we were going down a fucking hall because we were the first ones to break through. And I told, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that shit. You recorded that shit, man?
Like right now, I usually could tell you, hey, I think it's gonna go this way or that way. I just don't know. After this, like, where do you go? Are like Trump supporters just gonna go, okay, good run? I'm not, because it's not about the president anymore. This movement has transcended Trump. I just think we're like setting ourselves up for failure if we just keep saying, well, you know, what more can you do than fucking storm the Capitol?
But this was the last picture before things went to total and utter shit. We were just like,
Did you have a feeling this was going to happen today?
I didn't. No. This? No.
No, nothing. It's like, well, what happened?
I think I called this. Like, when is it that you say, fuck you, enough? You're not gonna take the presidency. You don't want violence. I don't want violence. But something's gotta give, because we're gonna resist you every single fucking step of the way.
not mad that us patriots stormed the Capitol. That's not why I'm pissed off at all. What I'm pissed off about is the fact that that's all you guys did.
Everyone knows it will be my great honor to pardon the peaceful January 6 protesters, or as I often call them, the hostages. They're hostages. There has never been a group of people treated so harshly or unfairly in our country's history. This abuse will be rectified, and it will be rectified very quickly.
January the 6th was not a spontaneous event. It was the culmination of months of planning by a small group of highly motivated individuals. It was exceptionally violent, and I was maced, gassed, and shot by beanbags. My camera was ripped from my hands and broken. It took weeks for me to recover. I couldn't regulate my body temperature. I couldn't sleep. I would wake and doom scroll through social media looking for images of myself and searching for explanations. I'd experienced exactly how close Stop the Steal came to changing America forever. They had detailed exactly what they were going to do, and then they did it. Why would it be any different this time? When I testified, I swore to tell the truth, and this film is that truth.